Yo, what is up guys, it's me Eve again here playing Etheria Restart. In today's video we're gonna take a look at the DOT team, the incredibly good team that clears terraformation very easy, is a top one to clear the Inferno. And this is something that you will probably need to build in future if you're trying to finish Terraformation Inferno as well as the Hell 4 also. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the whole basically important characters that like Sania as well as Fangus. I already have a video on Lily, so if you haven't checked that out, you can go and check the build for Lily there. So in today's video, we're not going to take a look at her, but she's basically the same support build as everyone else that you would usually go for. But in today's, the main topic is going to be Shadow, Sania, Fangus, and a little bit of Valeria as well. So first of all, let's take a look at Sania. She is the basically main core unit that you will need to make the dot team. Just because she applies extremely big amount of dots, she can extend the dots as well as she can pop the dots off with her ult. This is basically what she does. Single target is what she applies the dots on. Debuff is what she extends the dots on. And the ultimate is something that pops the her whole dots from the enemy, whatever, for example, is, let's say, Terraformation. On Terraformation, if you have like 6 stacks, let's say, she's gonna pop them all up instantly and do the big boy damage. So with that in mind, what is the most important stats in terms of the building on Shadow Sania, as well as the same goes for Fangus as well, is going to be effect accuracy and speed. So whenever you get to higher end, to like Hell 4, Inferno, this is where the speed comes in. The enemies in those ones are extremely tanky, as well as they're extremely fast. So you need to be faster than them, and you'll need to switch up your maybe some gear that you have on other units that are a little bit faster. You will need to put them, you might need to put them on your units that you're going to be using in the dot there, in the dot team. If you're in that sense, Gigabyte is kind of a very good shell because she allows you to have a basically free advance in terms of turn meter and have a better fair advantage in terms of speed, even though you're maybe not as fast as it should be right now. We'll get into the whole shells for them as well a little bit later, but let's get into the build itself. I'm running here Swift Rush plus Time Weave. This is an okayish stuff to run until probably like Hell 3 to 4. Then you will need to switch up your Time Weave here into Brumble, because Brumble is extremely good. For example, if I'm gonna show you the Tiamat here that I have on her, on the Brumble 8 piece, you are getting, upon hit, animals have a 25% chance to counter attack with a basic attack, and this is very important in the Shadow, Sania, and Fangus builds. They need to because like counter attacking with a basic attack is very good, because she applies an easy dot there for free, basically for free. And again, 25% is not like too crazy, but still that's basically a free stack for you, so that's really important. Same goes for Fangus. He also needs Brumble and also needs an 8 piece. Again, that will be a little bit later, because you need a lot of 3 pieces like this when you have a 3 Swift Rush or 3 I don't know, 3 Brumble in them as well. You will need a lot of those ones to have a place for a 8 piece Brumble, as well as you can try also like 8-8, but then your speed is going much lower, and because of that it's a little bit sad, but you can try working it out like that. So in terms of this, Time Weave as well works really good, because Time Weave is also effect accuracy. So effect accuracy is really good, as well as reducing the KD. So sometimes it could be good for your second skill or your ultimate if you're popping that a few times, maybe throughout the match, if you can survive that, obviously. then it's also not the worst thing. But for the most part, if you can get just to 6 is already good enough. That's free 18%. You don't really need to go for 12 piece. For sure, you can just get effect accuracy by using the right side here for the whole thing for the effect accuracy. Try to get the under the effect accuracy the substats for speed as well. That would be really nice, because obviously speed stats are giving you more speed here. You're going to go more times with Sania, and that's really good. So in terms of skill levels on Sania, very important, you need to max out this one. This is very important. You need to max out only skill 1. You don't even need skill 2. You don't need skill 3. You only need to max out skill 1. As well as you don't even need a 6-star in her. Like, obviously 6-star is good for some additional stats for survivability, sure. But for the most part, you don't even need a 6-star. You don't need anything here. You don't need any dupes on her. Without dupes, also fine. I got a little bit lucky, or maybe unlucky, I would say. I got her from guaranteed another dupe for her. So that's a free, you know, a free defense and HP 5% for me as well there. But she doesn't need any attack. She does need a little bit of defense and HP as much as possible as well. Will be really good, because she does need a survivability, especially on the higher end of their formation. This is where the problems with surviving is starting, but that's when the Valerian comes in. In terms of shelves, the best one is going to be Gigabyte and Artisan. Those two are very important, because both this guy provides extremely big amount of shields and defense up. Gigabyte provides you turn meter. So while you might be like, for example, I don't have the Artisan for the Brumble. I'm not getting lucky at all. Because of that, I'm using the Artisan on with the time weave on him, as well as I'm using the time weave with Swift Rush on the Gigabyte here as well. Just purely because I didn't get lucky on the Brumble yet. But whenever I get Brumble, I'm always obviously switching Swift Rush plus Brumble here, and also switching the Gigabyte into Artisan. I think it works a little bit better, but then I will need to be thinking about the speed as well. So try to get the here on the substat or on the passive effect, you need a speed for sure. If you can at least get a yellow one, if you can get red, that's perfect. Or you can also, like, stuff like this also works. So Black Flag is fine. If you can make him 8 piece here is okay, but then you can just take whatever is your strongest shell that has the speed on them. So if you're lucky, you have at least one with yellow or red one, then that's great. You can switch it up for the time being until you get to Inferno again. It should be enough for you to work around with that. In terms of Fangus build, he also really needs effect accuracy. This is very important. Speed also very important on him, because you want to proc him as many times as possible. Survivability also needs to be at the, like, as good as possible, to the max amount of you can provide for him. Again, in terms of shells, Artisan works perfect. That makes him survive a little bit longer, and that's what you need from him, because the longer they survive, the more stacks you're applying. Obviously, the speed here would be nice. If you have the effect accuracy here, also good. Some damage doesn't matter there. You can just put some effect resist or whatever, would be okay. In terms of skills that he needs to be maxing out, is also skill 1 and skill 2. It doesn't matter if you max out his skill 3, you only need skill 1 maxed out and skill 2 maxed out. If you have dupes on him, great. That's just great additional, like, effect accuracy here, survivability for him. Crit doesn't matter, obviously, and damage taken also good. So again, in terms of his build, you need Brumble. Full Brumble 8 piece for the sake of the having a chance for basic attack, as well as the time weave and Swift Rush are good for the time being. They're also good if you want to try to max out your effect accuracy, if you're like lower or in terms of effect accuracy stats on your matrices. So that for the time being, that will be doing it for you. Shells, again, artisan is must have. In terms of Valerian, also I recommend having artisan. She doesn't need a lot of speed. It doesn't matter on her because she's going last. If you max out her skill 3 already, because this is the most important skill that you need to max out. This is the only skill as well that you, for the most part, need to max out is the skill 3. Without that, she's useless. Like, there's no point in using her without this skill maxed out. Artisan is working great on her. She doesn't need any like, you know, anything like a speed on her or anything like that. You can just go for pure defense. For example, unbreakable plus swift rush, not swift rush, but for Bramble you can go for a full on just unbreakable plus something like strive that also buffs defense, and as well like gives a little bit of turn meter as well. Why not? You can also go for even a bloodbath. Why not? Also works. Again, she doesn't need an 8 piece on him, but that's just for the survivability sake. You can go full on stuff here, as well as you still can kind of pick Gigabyte for maybe a full on cure on her. If you have the Wellspring plus cure, okay, here. So Wellspring plus cure also works. She doesn't really need a meter either way, but you can put it for the time being again until you get a better artisan that can fully be there to for her survivability as well. You need her to survive. You need everyone to survive in that team. Unfortunately, that's the most important stuff going on for the most in terms of clearing the content on there. So in terms of stats, HP, defense, most important. Effect resist could be also on a good stat. Speed doesn't matter. Again, damage doesn't matter. Effect accuracy doesn't matter at all. So you want to fully commit to making her stay alive. In terms of in terms of Lily, I already told you in the video that I've showed, but again, just so you know, you want to max out her skill 2 and kind of try to max out her skill 1 and skill 2. Sorry, that was skill 1 first, because this is the assistant. This is very important, 100% assist. That means you're always going to be proccing your Sania or Fangus, whatever you're going to be putting that on. On auto, I think it puts on Fangus sometimes, so this could be a little bit weird. But for the most part, you put it on Sania. And then because of that, you always want her to follow up with her attack with her basic attack. Okay, this is very important. So do try to get that turn meter, like obviously first skill to max of her potential. In terms of last character, there's different types of like people, whatever people use. I saw some people using Heimrith. It's not bad. Heinrich could do it. You have you want to put some effect accuracy on him for sure. A little bit more to like more or so good to the good point. I was switching up my stuff because I need effect accuracy on other characters on Kazuya for some content that I'm clearing right now. Because of that, I switched his stuff and went for crit rate. But good effect accuracy on him, some good crit rates and crit damage could be also good, and speed on him, and then he's going to be a good support for you in terms of clearing content. In other characters that could be really good is obviously, like, people use Holden. Holden is also extremely good, and unfortunately I don't have him, but he's good for the debuffs that he applies with this. This is what you want to build on him. As you can see, only his ultimate. This is the most important stuff. You build him with the White Fang for the damage dealing. You can still use Onslaught if you're like on very lower end, on you don't have Fury, you don't have stuff like that. Then sure, while you're gonna be still like on earlier stages where getting to hell here, you want to use the Onslaught is going to be fine, like Onslaught plus Harvest, and you're good. You're going to be good enough. For example, something like this, it still works. Obviously, with this, you want to change something like these ones. You want to change it for the ones that you need, like a crit damage, or like speed. The just purely anything for survivability also works. I'm using sometimes this HP, so I'm not re-rolling this one for now, but I'm definitely want to re-roll this one for Didding, that's for sure. But again, this is how you particularly want to build them. There could be some differences, but Bramble is very important. Artisan is very important because they're making your survive longer, as well as trying to make them as many HP as defense for the survivability sake is also really good. Also, you can use Freya, who's because she buffs your defense for 60%. This is very good for her as well. You put Artisan on her. Don't look at the black flag here. He's looking very sad, unfortunately. But on her, the same goes for her. Swift Rush plus like something. You don't need Bramble on her. For the most part, you can just put Wellspring. You can put Cure. You can put literally anything that makes her stay alive longer. And you want to have the buffs on her here as well for survivability in terms of the stats for the shell. And here the effect resist is also kind of fine. Speed should be maxed, so you want to go with her first, so she applies that defense before the terraformation attacks you. That's also very important. Try to max out some stuff on her as well. Again, it doesn't mean you need to like put anything for her. She works just fine without even any investments. She should be fine for you. But this is also the good stuff because she has this defense. And don't use ult on the first turn. Use the buff for defense on the first turn. That's more important for you, for your survivability there, because you need to wait until the Artisan procs. Artisan proc doesn't proc like every turn, and because of that you need to wait until he procs, and then you can like stay alive longer. So this is going to be like your first defense, then it's going to be Artisan procking, then you re-proc your Valerian, her ult, because obviously on the first turn, when the battle starts on level 5, you're already proccing that one time, so you're proccing it once again on like second turn, maybe even third turn, if you can survive without dying there on that one. So this is how you basically your plan for dot team should look like. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comments, as well as tell me how are you clearing the terraformation and Doki as well right now. I'm kind of stuck on Doki health 4 right now because I don't have Xiara. I'm trying to finish it with Tiamat and double healer team, but it is what it is. As well as I'm soon gonna be finishing the terraformation. I didn't like focus it too much. Right now I'm not focusing it because I want to finish Doki Doki to get more of those swift rushes that I need for the characters in terms of PvP. Other than that, hopefully you're gonna join the Discord as well if you wanna have any if you have any questions or just want to talk about the Etheria as well in general. As well as I always post notification for my streams, and I stream every day. We not only play Etheria but other as well as other games. So if you want to check out the streams, you can join, as well as you can become a member now if you want to support the content I do on the games. You can also become a member there. Like it's not obligatory, don't worry. Other than that, hopefully you have a great day. I'll see you on the next one.